What's up, everyone? It's your boy Jemik here, coming at you with analysis video of the Field of the Dead ramp deck. Just kind of like, I won't say it's the midway point, but I've got about like a little over 20 games under my belt. So I kind of know, I feel like I know where my deck list is now, and like there's not gonna be like a ton of changes unless I want to like do something completely different, which I might try. But for now, with the green white version, I'm fairly confident in my list of where I'm at, and then it's just a way of like picking out sideboard slots and whatnot. But this is just a video for kind of just like where the deck is right now, and kind of just like some of the matchups and how to like go about it. And in the end, we'll look at one of the games I played last week. I'm actually like behind a week on videos, but I want to go over like a how to kind of mulligan, I guess, or just like expecting when you expect something, how to like approach it. Because I think that's a really like underrated tool about what how match players play. Sometimes you just kind of like play what you got, but sometimes you have to like anticipate or just like basically it's just a mulligan. It's a mulligan video. That's what it is. So yeah, as you can see here, 14 and 12 so far with only like six tournaments under my belt. It's not like the best. Usually I try to strive for like a 60% win rate, but I haven't played a lot of leagues either, so I haven't played a league at all this season. So yeah, it's not too bad. Most five of the six, what is this? Five of the six is like a top eight, I guess. That's not bad. But yeah, going over the matchups. So this is just every matchup. So first of all, just the like general matchups, like aggro. I'm 4 and 3. I actually thought going into this aggro would be a really good matchup. But the three to loss column are all Thalia decks, which as you can see, if you go back to the kind of what the list is like, just click this. This is kind of like where the list is for the most part. Um, Mostly like non-creature spells, obviously. So Thalia could be really bad here. Thalia is annoying, and the only thing I have to remove Thalia is basically a path very early on. So as you can tell, like all these matchups, like these are all like basically like scales matchups. You can actually scroll down to. Shout out to the website, by the way. Baker and Cade's done a great job on the website, so you can at least fun stats. But yeah, most of them are like, yeah, this is like green white modular. This is like a rats deck. This was just like a white artifact deck, but every other like loss is all these soldier decks. This is like a red white like legends deck. Which this is the match we're gonna look at later, by the way. But yeah, this is not great. I mean, if as long as they don't play against a Thalia, I think I'm okay for the most part. But Thalia is like very good because a lot of your spells are obviously not creature spells, so that's how you kind of accelerate. But once you start ramping, Thalia doesn't become a problem. But the little like speed bump is like really bad because it also just attacks. It attacks her too. So getting rid of that's pretty key here. Mid range, I knew I was going to be a really good matchup against mid range. I'm 5 and 1. I don't know what my one loss is. I haven't actually looked at this. The one loss, oh, it's this random artifact deck. But every other mid range deck, I felt really good against. If you just have like a overwhelming advantage, like late game towards the end, you just have to like survive it. And mid range decks, most of them really you just can't like beat down quick. So I'm like pretty confident about this matchup. This is the matchup though. Control is where I thought I'd be better at, but 1 and 6 is not good. Obviously, a lot of the matchups are against Watch, and I just like get dump truck by them. But yeah, other than that, like it's been not great. I did beat like a white control deck. That was pretty cool. But every other matchup has been like not great. I think like a lot of the times they've learned how to get aggressive and honestly another weakness of the deck is like flying creatures, which is why like I'm really leaning power towards like Chroma's Memorial, but um, they could just put like a turn 4 Timeless Dragon token into play, and that's really good. That's like a very good clock. So that's a lot how I've lost a lot of these matches, but the sideboards hopefully should fix that. But I haven't really played against it since this iteration of the deck with like the Biscutters Cutters and the Thruns. I haven't really played against control yet. Combo is the most interesting stat. I haven't played a lot of combo, but I am 3-0 against it. Two of them were an Oops All Spells decks or version decks where I had like scavenger grounds and like that's easy. I think it's pretty. You just have to hold that and then you just do your thing. So the other combo matchup was some sort of like what was this? I don't know what this was. Let's look real quick. Oh, it was like a dredge deck. They went to time. That was a crazy matchup. They went to time there, but they just kind of timed out. But I got the win that way, so I don't know if that can count that. So, But there's not a lot of combo in this format right now, in my opinion. So this stat is kind of weird. And one more fun stat here: I'm 0-4 against Price of Progress, which is like very expected. But I don't know. The wind like that's like one of the main downsides of playing this deck when you play 30 different lands. Like, 26 of them are non-basic, so you have to have a plan against Price of Progress, which is gonna lead into like the video we're gonna watch. It's gonna be uh obviously the green white field deck versus like it's a Boros Legends aggro deck. So it's got like everything that I'm bad against. Thalia, Cardio Thraben, and Price of Progress. So we're just gonna dive into that right now. All right, so we got a match analysis of this is the green white field of dead deck versus a red white Boros Legends deck. It's not a Lourdes deck, so there's gonna be some like 3 and 4 drops in the deck. I think I knew ahead of time what I was playing, and that they didn't have Price of Progress main deck. So those are a couple of things to take note. But this is kind of like the worst of both worlds in this matchup. They have Thalias and they have Price of Progress, so this is going to be kind of an example game of like how to mulligan or how not to mulligan, which you'll see in a second. So, yeah, let's just get it going. Also, gonna be a lot of skipping forward because my opponent's very laggy. You're gonna see that I'm gonna go really fast here. So, actually, go 8 speed. They haven't even started the mulligan yet. So, this is a fine hand to keep, I think. Ruined Halo is gonna buy a lot of time. Masuza with 5 lands is really good because you can easily go from 3 to 5. And I have the ability to cast a Ruined Halo turn 2, so I can just like negate the first effect. So I think this is a really good keep. And especially since I know what my opponent's playing. So they get a Zergo down. And they go have Mary. Mary's just like so good for these decks. It just gives them like it just lets them draw so many cards. So but I have a path. So I'm probably gonna path the Mary at some point. Ruined Halo on the Zergo, just because of like if I kill the Zergo at some point, um I'm I'm not gonna get dashed in later. Fun thing about Ruined Halo though against a matchup like this, where it's not really super effective because they're playing so many legends, and that's just like not great. Like Ruined Halo is great when you can negate multiple things, but they can only play one of these legends at a time, so it's kind of funny. They have a Tajik, just a random thing with haste. But his mentor too, it kind of pumps their team. Um, but yeah, the mentor is really annoying. It just kind of keeps pumping them a little bit. So I have to play the Asuza here, and I have to have a white open. I think I think I decided the pylons have to draw something. I draw a land, which is great. Maybe they have 3 more lands to play, so that's great for Azusa. That's the plan at least. But my opponent has different plans. I'm definitely gonna path the Mary, which I probably should have pathed the Tajik. Maybe the Tajik is scarier, but the Mary here does draw cards, which is really scary. Like I can't block, by the way, because I need to like progress my board. It's the only way I'm gonna win. So they play a flowering, and I decided to path the Mary, but I think the Tajik probably would have been a better thought here. But I didn't think they have like a haste creature because they're gonna play like a rabbit battery, which is kind of random in their deck. But I guess they have some sort of like equipment sub theme. So yeah, without the battery though, I think like the Tajik would have been probably the better hit. Maybe I don't know. I can't walk like I said. I have a whole game plan here, so I play a bunch of those, and I have like I feel fine in terms of the ground, but I'm gonna get done by burst sighting. It's gonna take a minute because my opponent disconnects, and eventually I make a burst sighting here. 16 speed. Look how fast this time is going. All right, there's the burst sighting. There you go. They got one game. So now that I know that my opponent is on an aggro deck with Thalia and and Price of Progress, I have to respect all of that. So the packs have to come in here. Like it's just the pack is like almost like a better force of will. It's like a free counter spell, plus it gains me life. So it is the best answer. Probably the second best answer. I think Halo is a much better answer because it always does it. But because they could like some other decks maybe like duress you and then like kill it, but not this deck. But you know what I mean. But yeah, and the rats have to come in. I usually take out the clunky stuff, like the mid game things like the spelunking and the creatures, the Asusa, the time striker. They're good cards, but you don't need that honestly. You need to just buy time to your end game. So Ruined Halo, Path, and Pact are all gonna do that. They're very good at doing that. So that's really the game plan going forward. I win the die roll. This is a great hand. It's a little scary because I don't have the second white source to pay for intervention pact, but they're not really gonna like pop that off until I get like 5 to 6 lands into play, maybe less. I don't know. But yeah, I draw the second white source immediately, and they have an Isomaro, so you can really just go to town. And Thalia, again, another scary card here, but I do have the answer for it. I have to immediately kill it. That's why I have the untapped land there. So, and notice that they're only getting like basic lands. Well, they've only played basic lands. They're definitely like playing around their own price they have. So now that I have the, so now that like I have the pact, I'm like pretty not worried about anything. So I go for an open here. I get another basic, which is great, and a grasslands, which is fine. They're just kind of like dirtling around. They're keeping 2 mana open. They have a requisition rate. They just like put a counter on the Isomaro. Not really doing much here. So I draw the Rune Halo, which is awesome because now I can force the action here. I know they have price. So I'm just going to Rune Halo for price. And then if they play the price, I get to pact it immediately. If not, I have pact for something else. So this is a very easy. It's like Rune Halo for that. They play the price. Response. Cast a pike. I use the pact, and the pact intervention pact is awesome because they gain the life and they still lose the life. So I gain 8 and they lose 2, which is awesome. And I still name price. You can't you still have to respect the card. They can have a second one in their hand. I could just like lose all that life that I just gained. So they go Promising Vein. Get so many creatures here. And I get the hour for 2 more field of the deads. I'm just gonna make so many tokens here. And I have the Blighted Step too, which is... Oh, I got Field Blighted Step. That's what I got. That's right. That's still like... That's just an insurance policy. But yeah, I win that game, and we're just going to go on to the next. And this next hand here is very regrettable because this is what not to do in this sort of situation. Like, you'll see here. This hand seems okay. You have an answer early. You've got mana. You've got a Sylvan Scrying. You got like choice of lands, but it's slow. It doesn't respect Price of Progress, which is just the #1 enemy. Thalia is an enemy, but it's not as big of a deal as Price of Progress. When you're playing against a red deck that you already know has Price of Progress in it, you have to respect it. So, and the mulliganing in current Magic is so strong because you just look at if you can keep a mediocre 6 that's worst like, or you can get a better 6 than a mediocre 7. That's what I'm trying to say there. But it's like, this is not good. I think I thought it was good at first, but then I realized it's not good. So I kept this. It's very bad, but I got a good 1-drop here, Isomaro. Like, those Legends decks have like Isomaro and Zergos. It's like just a lot of stuff. They have a Zergo and a Burst Lightning. It's very aggressive. I draw a 5-drop, which is very clunky, but that's kind of what the deck does. It's very clunky here. I have to pass something, so I pass the Isomaro. And they have a Boromir, which is another like wrench into the plan. So if I want to wrath things, I think I can just save the Zergo. So I scrying for a Blighted Step. I have to have like some sort of life gain. So they're just kind of at 9 already. And because I draw the dam, I can take out one thing, but it's actually going to cost me a life because of the brush lands. So frustrating. So yeah, I just go for the dam. And in response, they're going to Burst Lightning, or they're going to save their thing, and then they're just going to pop off the price here, and that's it. That's a game. Because of my hubris, I guess, like, I could not do it. So that's just a lesson in how to sideboard here. Respecting your opponents is very important, especially when you have such a polarizing card like Price of Progress that's so good against you. You cannot, like, take it for granted, or what's the word I want to use? Or phrase. You cannot like take it lightly. You have to plan for it, and you have to like mulligan accordingly. Sideboard and mulligan accordingly. So really, like I said before, like a mediocre 7 is trumped by just a better, stronger 6-card hand because the mulliganing is so strong in this game, and just I don't know. You have to respect the scary card price. So if you're a Field of the Dead enjoyer like me, hopefully this small video just helped out, but that is it. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.